Hey traders, checking in on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. We have Bitcoin daily time frame tightening up, which tells us we know a volume and volatility spike is likely coming within the next few days. There's been some insanity going on in the stock market world with GameStop. We'll talk about a little bit of everything. All right, what a wild week. Attention moving away from cryptocurrency volatility recently as we consolidate and tighten up, and we've had insane volatility in the stock market, a lot of drama over there. I just put out a video yesterday where I talk a bit more in depth for 15 minutes or so about what's going on with Reddit stocks and GameStop and things like that. So check out on our YouTube channel if you are interested in that commentary. It's fascinating and it's worth watching. And there are some ties to cryptocurrency, and the most notable tie for me is that this is going to be a catalyst for people to move to decentralized places, whether it's decentralized social media or decentralized places to trade. So it's a catalyst that the cryptocurrency community, the blockchain community, it's a void that they can fill. And I'm very curious to see how it develops over the next couple of years. So my face is too big. Looking at the dollar. So the dollar had a key test here, and we saw stock market fear yesterday with a big drop. And the one thing that was missing for me to believe the bears in the stock market was the inability to break this resistance level on the dollar. So again, we're still watching this in crypto. It's not a tick for tick correlations. We know correlations constantly are coming and going. I've been watching correlations with the S&P 500 and Bitcoin this week multiple times, and they've been short-lived. On Monday, the S&P 500 dropped $6, SPY dropped $6, and it absolutely correlated with a Bitcoin drop at that same period in time, and the correlation only lasted about 30-35 minutes. We had another one yesterday where from about 9:30 a.m. when the stock market opened, we were correlated with the S&P 500 tick for tick on the 5-minute time frame for the first hour of trading in the day, and then that correlation broke. But it's important to be paying attention to if you are a day trader in the cryptocurrency space, because it absolutely does have influence. But long story short, the dollar failed to break resistance, and we're now looking at these two levels as the most important. If 90.04 support breaks, the odds of a weekly bear flag remain intact. And if we see a break of 90.95, odds of a weekly bear flag will decrease. If you are a Bitcoin, gold, silver, or stock market bull, you want to see the support level break. Bitcoin. So daily time frame notable for the bulls today with just a solid bounce. I'm very curious to be watching two EMA resistance tests. So we ran up and held the EMA 12 support on the daily time frame for a couple months, and now it's acting as resistance. So I'm watching the daily EMA resistance, and the bulls are doing everything they can to prevent from this EMA 12 crossing the 26 to the downside, because if that happens, that's the first time that bear cross will have taken place since this move started from the 11,000s. So that would be very notable if the bears followed through. So if we reject from this resistance and head back down towards our low of 28,700, we can anticipate another leg down is likely into the mid 20,000s. And what that will do will decrease the odds of a weekly bull flag. And we will still be looking for a weekly higher low. But again, it's the scenario where if the current low breaks, instead of looking at it as a bull flag favoring continuation, if the current low holds, we will then be looking at it as more of an equilibrium likely scenario, which just means more of a tightening range for a longer period of time. And if you put on the log chart, it's much more of a bull flag on that viewpoint. So, simple if-then statement. If 28,700 support holds, it's a weekly bull flag. If 28,700 breaks, it is no longer likely a weekly bull flag, and we will still be looking for the weekly higher low, but again, it's putting us that much further away from the all-time high in terms of percentages. Along with that daily EMA resistance is the 12-hour, and on these bounces over the last few days, we've been rejecting from them, and here we are right at that level. So what the bulls want to see is once this move tops out, And I would call anything under 34,888 a 12-hour lower high. Bulls then need a higher low and a confirmed 12-hour trend change to keep these bulls in control on the weekly bull flag possibility. I'm watching a 4-hour potential falling wedge. So that's support level, that resistance line. We're approaching this resistance, so that would potentially align with that 12-hour lower high that I just talked about. If we reject from it and then we pull back, bulls are going to be looking for an entry playing off of 28,700, looking for that higher low. And I will probably increase my position size at that point on a higher low. The increasing bull volume is notable here, just to give the bulls a little bit more confidence. So again, I will have interest in establishing a bigger position on a 12-hour higher low, playing off of 28,700 and putting a stop under that level, where I would just decrease my aggressive position sizing if that level were to break. But I would want to be aggressive now that we've seen this overnight bounce. I would want to be aggressive as long as 28,700 holds. Dominance chart, still favoring the bears. We had a 4-hour equilibrium that broke bearish. So still just watching this little 4-hour downtrend. We know bigger picture, we're watching for a weekly higher low on the dominance chart. We know that we're not seeing anything indicating that it's being set. It's just trading sideways right now. And everybody's in wait and see mode. So again, in my opinion, we need some kind of news catalyst to get Bitcoin attention again, whether it's something to do with this Wall Street bet phenomenon, or whether Elon Musk comes out and says he has a Bitcoin position. That would be a nice catalyst for a dominance bounce in Bitcoin. Otherwise, in my opinion, it would need to be an all-time high move if it indeed were a weekly bull flag on Bitcoin. ETH/USD, daily time frames and inside bar. If this inside bar breaks bullish, our daily higher low is set at 1206, and we're looking right back at that all-time high of 1477. 4-hour time frame here. Actually, let's go to the 12-hour. The tighter we get on whatever time frame is seeing a tightening range, and in this instance it's the weekly, the more choppy shorter-term time frames will become. So we're in an environment right now where normally the 4-hour time frame gives me a ton of clarity, but because we're tightening up so much over the last few days, it's now the 12-hour where I see a little bit more clarity. And we're looking at anything under 1477 as a 12-hour lower high on ETH. And again, it's the same thing. If I want to be an aggressive bull, I'm looking for a 12-hour higher low, and I'm looking to play off of 1206 support, and looking for a 12-hour trend change to confirm bullish, to be looking at the potential of daily continuation. ETH BTC, daily consolidation is healthy at this point. We're going to continue to monitor this daily uptrend. As long as the daily uptrend is intact, and as long as the daily EMA 12 is holding, we know the ETH bulls have some favor over the Bitcoin bulls, as long as that is the case. When that EMA 12 and the uptrend are lost, we know weekly consolidation will be underway, and we'll scout for a weekly higher low to form. Just like we'll scout for a Bitcoin dominance weekly lower high to form once we do get some bounce follow through. Link USD, significant move as well. Daily higher low already set at 2026, and the all-time high resistance is 2584. What's the 12-hour time frame look like here? Could this be a 12-hour head and shoulders? You can make the argument, but again, we would need to see Bitcoin have a clear leg down if that were going to be the case. We're in a scenario right now where, again, the dollar has a lot of importance to me, because if the dollar is a weekly bear flag, then the odds of Bitcoin being a weekly bull flag will be very high. So that 90-95 level for me on the dollar is key to keep watching. And as we got up to that resistance yesterday on the dollar, we got down towards that support on Bitcoin. So we need a 12-hour, it's actually maybe a 12-hour equilibrium on Link, with our low of 1710, high of the all-time high, higher low at 2026, and anything under 2584 would be a lower high. So a bit of a 12-hour equilibrium to be watching there. And the Link BTC chart is still favoring the bulls, daily higher low set. It's just a question of, can we see continuation to a higher high or not? Is that a 12-hour equilibrium? Not really. It's a 12-hour tightening range for sure. And we have a clear level that the bulls want to maintain at 67737. Theta USDT, So also looking for a daily higher low to form, anything above 160. 4-hour trend change back to the bulls will be needed. And again, just not clear on the 4-hour time frame. So I'm sticking to the daily and the 12-hour at this point. Looking for a 12-hour lower high, anything under 208. And the bulls just do not want to confirm a 12-hour downtrend, because if we do, that means we have not found our daily higher low yet. And the Theta BTC chart is also looking for its daily higher low. Pretty sizable pullback from that high. And what's most notable is the weekly resistance here. Look at all these tops. So a lot of rejections from these weekly resistances. If we were to lose the daily uptrend at this point, it would be a red flag, obviously. So if we set a daily higher low, fail to break the high, confirm a daily downtrend, that would mean focusing back on Bitcoin, because we would probably be seeing that Bitcoin dominance chart getting some bounce follow through if that were to take place on that Theta BTC chart. So establish your game plans. And I've still got my core Bitcoin. And again, I will add a 12-hour higher low and just stick my stop under that level. And if I get stopped out, then I will just go back to a fresh clean slate. And still interested in looking for entries off of the weekly EMA 12. But again, it's just risking some profit to try and establish a bigger position for the potential that it is perhaps indeed a weekly bull flag. If we confirm a 12-hour trend change to the bulls from here, if we get back over the daily EMA 12, if we prevent a bear cross here, those will all be notable signs to me for that weekly bull flag. Key EMA resistance test. So we'll have a lot more information over the next 24 to 36 hours as far as probabilities of weekly bull flag or not. I hope you're well. Check out that Reddit GME video. Do a good thing or two, and we'll see you soon.